Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have Mr. Srinivas Taluka here at CBIT. My name is Meghna. I'm a third year student from CBIT. So, very good afternoon, sir. It's an honor to have you here.
Good
So,
afternoon.
I'll be asking sir a few questions on innovation and emerging technologies. So, sir, we're seeing thousands of startups every year, and what truly sets exceptional founders apart? So, I'll be asking my first question: should founders begin with technology or a problem?
It's a good question actually. First of all, good afternoon to everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be at CBIT today.
Thank you, sir.
CBIT is an institution which is not only inspired and aspired by students but also the members from faculty and the lot of industry members. They wanted to get connected with CBIT. It's an absolutely fantastic campus. I really love the green initiatives which this campus has been already doing it. Very good. Yes, answering to your question, is it a problem or a technology?
Yes.
I look at for a startup, you need to understand the problem first, and you also need to understand the impact what the problem is going to create through the technology. If the technology which is creating can create or can impact larger ecosystem, then there is high probability of becoming that startup successful.
All right, so that's a nice answer. So my next question would be: has AI changed the rules of entrepreneurship according to you, sir?
AI has not changed the rules of only the entrepreneurship. They have changed the rules of all of us, right? In fact,
Correct.
what not AI is not involved.
Yes,
It is involved in
it's
every day-to-day life. Even if you watch your mobile phone for a
Yes.
quite couple of minutes, it knows that what kind of programs in which you are interested.
Yes.
So definitely yes, AI is the future. AI will impact all the sectors. It has already started doing this job.
Yes.
Now it is the adoption is in place.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right. All right, sir. What's the biggest misconception students have about startups in general?
It, more than the misconception, what I am seeing right now in this era is that startup, definitely it's a startup era, and startup founder become a fashionable word now.
Yes.
A lot of students think that being a startup founder is a great thing. Yes, but my advice to startup to the students is that don't become a startup founders immediately. First you gain your academic knowledge, which is your academics. Then second, you work with some startups, okay, gain experience, and then start build your own company. A suggestion to my students is that when you are in your final year, you have to do your internships, right?
Yes.
While you're doing an internship, my recommendation is do a startup. Now two things will happen when you do a startup. If your startup is successful, then you need not to attend any campus interviews.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If your startup fails, then you always have an edge than other student who is not done any startup. So a company like Google, Microsoft, or any company, any corporate, when they come to your campus, along with your academic experience, your certification, they also look at that what is that extra edge which you have done compared to other students. If you already done a startup, you have an experience ready,
Yes.
that may help you to get
Definitely.
good placements.
Definitely.
That's my recommendation to all the students.
We'll of course take a note of this, sir. It's very valuable. So my next question is: what makes you believe in a founder?
What makes me to believe in a founder? A founder needs to be very passionate, and he should not do things what others are doing. I look at that. If he is doing something different, then definitely he is going to make the change.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. How can universities create more successful startups?
How can universities can create more successful startups? Yes, definitely. Through having incubation centers in their universities is point number one. Point number two, having industry connections is again important, because you may have technology, you may have solutions, but if you do not have a buyer to take the products, then
Yes.
it is waste of your
Exactly.
incubation centers. Then the university should also give exposure like T Hub to students.
Yes.
We do a student visit activity on every second and fourth Thursday at T Hub, where we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about what T Hub is doing to students, startups,
Yes.
and then we also ask the startup founders in the building to come and speak about why they become an entrepreneur when they have an option to work for some company. So if students get exposure to such environments, they automatically want to become an entrepreneur. So that is something which I am looking at. The program which we are doing at T Hub is to ignite the entrepreneurship at a very young age, is what we are doing.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Right. So my last question would be, what's one challenge you would give aspiring entrepreneurs?
Challenges with the entrepreneurship, yes. Most of the time, you may have good idea, you may have a good product, but you may not find investment in time,
Yes.
or you may not have a right co-founder, or you may not find the right talent. So a lot of things are play vital role to become a startup fail. To avoid that, things like T Hub or incubation centers like T Hub can actually help the startup not to fail.
Alright, sir. Alright, so we'll be moving on to the next segment. It's rapid fire. You can just answer out of the two options. So the first is profit or purpose?
Profit to purpose, my first priority will be purpose,
Purpose.
but
Alright.
ultimately purpose without profit makes no sense,
Yes.
because that's startup.
Yes.
So it should have both.
Right.
First priority is purpose.
Okay.
Purpose meaning purpose, what is the problem which I am solving and how it is going to impact it, that matters a lot.
Yeah.
The profit automatically comes when you
Yes, sir.
impact.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, sir. Build or pivot?
Build or pivot, again you need not to be rigid. If things are not working out when you're building it, my suggestion is to we need to pivot.
I need to pivot. Okay, sir. Risk or comfort?
Risk or comfort, we have not achieved anything when we are in comfort zone. So I am a risk
Definitely,
taker,
sir.
but to take risk I suggest that we should take calculated risk. That is important.
Yes. Smart move.
Yes.
One startup every student should watch.
One startup that every student should watch, our recent heroes, Skyroot from Hyderabad. So I suggest
Yes.
that students should look up to them and become unicorns from Hyderabad,
Sure, sir.
like our Skyroot heroes.
Sure, sir. Right. So our last question is AI or humans, sir?
AI or humans? I always prefer humans.
Humans.
Okay. AI is something which is a technology which will enhance the experience of the human being. They cannot become humans. Humans are humans.
Of course, sir. Definitely. Alright, so we've come to the end of our session. Thank you so much for your time, sir. It's a pleasure having you here. And yes, so we'll be looking forward for another visit from your side. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much.